Play, barring a penalty, and it comes down to this.
Seconds, thank you.
12 seconds are going to put back. I think sound like they're going to put some more time on the clock.
He asked, did McElwee for a couple of more seconds
Tennessee,
to be put back. Now
that is their last.
Tennessee taking its final timeout. They have put another second back on the clock, so right now it shows 6 here in the stadium.
Oh, what a play by
Unbelievable.
Steve McNair. Now, I don't know how much more you could say about Steve McNair's performance in the second half, Eddie George's performance in the second half, Kurt Warner stepping up and making the big throw. These guys all came to play. We knew that it was going to be competitive. Now, where do they go with the football? It's got to be in the end zone.
One play.
The other thing here, too, is don't forget Steve McNair has the ability to run it, and he might just decide to do it.
If he has to.
They look a little confused right here. Not a good thing.
After the timeout. From the 10. Probably the final play of the game. In regulation. It is caught by Dyson. Can he get in? No, he cannot. Mike Jones made the tackle. And the Rams have won the Super Bowl.
No line. The game is over. The game is over.
Now every Super Bowl should have an ending such as this. Down on the 1-yard line, a terrific play call, trying to give Dyson an opportunity to break a tackle.
Mike Jones, the linebacker. You don't hear a lot about him. He is the guy that is able to take Dyson down before he can get to the goal line. And that's why you're seeing this scene in celebration of the St. Louis Rams winning the National Football League championship.
Steve McNair has nothing to be ashamed of. He gave it all. He played great in the second half. I can empathize with him, Al, because it was the game that we lost in the end. The further you go in the playoffs, the deeper the cuts, the deeper the wounds, the greater the hurt. And that's exactly the way Steve McNair is feeling. And how about this guy, Dick Vermeil?
He was the poster boy for coaches Burnout. DeMarco Farr was an old LA Ram, one of 5 who came from Southern California to St. Louis. And this most improbable of NFL seasons ends with the Rams, a team that hadn't had a winning year since '89, a team that was 4-12 last year, a team that lost their multi-million-dollar free agent quarterback in preseason, winning the Super Bowl by a yard.
Many people will wonder, why didn't they throw the football into the end zone? Well, the end zone is defended by about 7 defensive backs. You try to throw it underneath and hope one of your athletes makes the play. If this is a defensive back trying to make this tackle, Dyson doesn't go down quite as quickly. Mike Jones deserves an awful lot of credit for being right there on the spot.
There was a movie called The Longest Yard. There is your sequel.
A well-designed play, a play that's designed to make first downs from just about that distance. And Mike Jones makes a sure-handed tackle. It comes down to one player making a play, and Mike Jones did that.
They went 87 yards when they needed 88. And Dick Vermeil, Warner, and Brenda Warner. And that unbelievable story ends like this.
Yes. And it couldn't happen to a better guy. This guy here, Kurt Warner, is a guy that is so humble. He's got his stuff together. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just completed, in my estimation, the greatest season, or one of, if not maybe the second greatest season ever of a quarterback. And he might be able to cap it off with the Super Bowl MVP trophy. 25 for 45, 414 yards, and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions.
For Carol Vermeil, a very happy 44th wedding anniversary. Georgia Frontier inherited the team from her 6th husband, Carol Rosenblum, kept the name of her 7th. She wins the Super Bowl. She'll be going to the podium, along with Vermeil, team president John Shaw, Kurt Warner, and the rest. The St. Louis Rams are the Super Bowl champions. How does that sound? Unbelievable.
Yeah, that word does it. I mean, out there on
Just
that
as good
field.
the second time around.
Superb stuff, wasn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at the end there on the Georgia Dome, a field full of unlikely heroes. I mean, and to be honest, if you're kind of sitting there neutral, it's just great to see that all of those, that everybody kind of had their moment in the sun, didn't they?
Great shot of DeMarco Farr just lying on the turf, looking up at the dome.
We saw him lying down in July at half-time, all ready for action for the season. He wouldn't have believed it, would he?
And love Kurt Warner's mom.
Two great defining moments in that last quarter there.
Yeah, well, the first one obviously was the Rams touchdown. And the thing here, remember we talked about you've got 2 replacement safeties in. Well, the Rams come out, remember, it's first down, 3 wide receivers, 1, 2, 3, and they're going to face man-on-man coverage. And I don't think really the Tennessee Titans expected them to go deep on this play. Watch the rush from Kearse on the left end. Fred Miller just gets driven back, and Kearse hits Warner just as he lets go of the ball, which is why the pass is a little underthrown. But Isaac Bruce is adjusting. Now watch 33. Anthony Dorsett misses the tackle right there. And that is the difference between having your starting safety and your backup safety. He just didn't, he's a step slow reacting, basically. And his reaction came after Bruce's, so Bruce was gone for the touchdown. Now, this is Boomer, in one of his rare moments of insight, said something about great players or players making the plays and what you want to do. And that's what they do. Watch here, Kevin Carter, the best defensive player for St. Louis, Steve McNair, the best offensive player for Tennessee. And watch what happens. Runyon is lined up in the backfield. And it was tough on Carter to get that call for neutral zone when he's trying to only stay within 2 yards of Runyon. Now see, Carter stops because he knows McNair's going to run. And he stops again to see what he's going to do. And he stops a third time. And now he decides he can chase him. And how does he break those tackles? 2 defensive linemen, and McNair just, with strength, comes out of it and then sees Dyson. And Billy Jenkins does a great job there of coming up and closing down on Dyson and making the tackle before Dyson can turn around and get any more yardage. So, I mean, that's just, you know, in a nutshell, that's the Tennessee Titans in the second half. And in that fourth quarter, St. Louis ran 7 plays from scrimmage plus 1 punt.
Yeah.
That's it. The rest of it was
yeah.
the Titans with the ball the whole quarter. That's how you beat St. Louis's offense, is to keep them off the field.
And as I say, you know, kind of from that point of view, it was great to see McNair and George kind of shining on a big stage, because clearly, you know, they're 2 very talented men. I mean, they've taken this team way beyond where they're expected to be.
I tell you, get a good quarterback coach to work with McNair on his footwork